Johnny J25 is up on the chopping block. 1,000 dislikes! Chill out!
After my last video in which I systematically destroyed and canceled Tim Hansen using facts,
Before we even get into this video, just take a look at this. And there.
Logic, and beer, it was brought to my attention that another prominent zombie YouTuber was slandering Die Rise. Today, we're taking a look at his retrospective video. I'm assuming we will destroy it again like we did Tim Hansen.
Oh, baby.
This time
Let's
by my
go.
side to aid us in our endeavors is some Molson.
Yes! Molson is fucking trash. Holy shit, so bad. Canada should be ashamed.
Lager like Molson, you could tell it's
I fucking
Canadian
hate
because of the
Molson.
maple leaf.
It's
For this video, we're sticking to Pottsville, Pennsylvania's finest lagers. And I would like to make a note that that was not an attack towards all Canadians, just one Canadian in particular, aka the Smith Plays. Other Canadians out there, such as Mr. T Lexify, wonderful Canadians.
I am glad I am supporting something great, dude.
Out there donating $1,000 to our billboard, so shout out to him. More Canadians should be like Lex and less like Pat. Now with that said, let's get an update going on where we are in our remastered Die Rise build t-shirts. All of the money raised during this
we're only 900 away!
Well, here we are. Die Rise.
Well, here we are. The Smith Plays.
So, I want you to imagine. It's January of 2013, and you've been playing nothing but Transit for 3 months straight.
God, that sounds awful.
So, welcome back to Zombies Retrospective. Today we're looking at Die Rise, a map that has always managed to dodge criticism by hiding behind the monumentally disastrous shadow of Transit.
I didn't even see this before. This I don't even remember from his Die Rise retrospective.
Psych! It's been dodging criticism because it's one of the greatest maps ever, Mr. Patrice. Get your facts straight.
Before we get into it, I also just want to mention that I actually started a second channel. It would mean the world to myself and Roman if you guys could go check it out.
Let's go!
Subscribe.
Let's go!
Top link in the description.
It would mean the world to me if you don't go check out that channel and you don't subscribe.
With a single word, I would describe Die Rise as simply unappetizing.
Unappetizing.
Damn, bro,
Is it
chill.
a zombies map or a meal?
Having less to offer than even noon, it feels more like a Black Ops 1 map than a fully fleshed out Black Ops 2 map.
Hey man, Black Ops 1 maps? Fucking classics. So if you're gonna say Die Rise is like a Black Ops 1 map, that is a compliment.
Which is shocking, because on one side of Die Rise you have Transit, and while a failure, it was at least an impressive risk that the developers took. And then on the other hand of the Transit crew, we have Buried, which took less big risks, but introduced tons of small new features, and was overall
Buried is easily the best out of 3.
And while those two maps had very different outcomes, I think they both stand above Die Rise because they at least tried to innovate.
How could you not say that Die Rise didn't take any risks or didn't try to innovate? The map did so through verticality, and I know, but I would argue that a map based solely around verticality was a major risk by Treyarch, and maybe just because you don't think that the risk paid off doesn't diminish.
I didn't see the scoreboard is back. Wait, when did he get to 2?
The cornerstone feature of Die Rise is verticality. Where Transit found expansiveness through lateral space, Die Rise actually plays on a similar concept, but with height. But the bus achieves a much greater feeling of expansiveness than sitting in a grayish-brown elevator shaft looking at nothing.
I said this before, and I'll say this again.
I give Pat a point
Don't
for that.
talk shit on my elevator rides. No other transportation in Call of Duty Zombies lets you feel like Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story 2, so sit down, Pat.
What? Hey, Johnny J with the same goddamn film. That is not how it feels at all.
As there's a lot of time where you simply don't even feel the height. Transit always feels big.
You say that like it's a good thing, but I think my biggest complaint against Transit is how big it is and how empty it is.
I definitely think Transit is worse than Die Rise. I definitely think Transit is not a fun gameplay experience. At least Die Rise is like a coherent map that you can actually play and get around. You know what I mean? That's why like I've never understood the casuals' love for Transit.
It just feels like if you wanted to make a map feel tall, you should have more views. Like everywhere. And
That's
those
true.
views shouldn't be obstructed. It just feels like Die Rise doesn't even come close to hitting its main goal. And so just from an atmospheric perspective, straight out the gates, Die Rise fails to achieve its primary function.
You know, I feel like my biggest problem with the Smiths plays is that he just fails to meet his primary function, which is to sell G Fuel, not lecturing on Die Rise.
Chill out, Johnny J. Chill out, bro.
Same goes for perks, Pack-a-Punch. It's just boring downtime, which adds nothing to the map. And what's only more infuriating is that they almost nailed it. There is a buildable on the map, the elevator key. You insert it into an elevator, and it makes it come straight to you.
Pat is giving some real points. When is he going to get a singular point?
Note, Pat does make some good points in this video.
There it is!
Falling back on the 80s.
Yes!
The
One.
Steam will help you traverse
You got the
some
one.
locations,
You got the
but
point.
overall,
Let's go,
it's really
baby.
not
Let's go.
enough.
That's a
maybe
pog
Trample
for
Steam
Pat
should
right
have
there,
been
bro.
permanent placements, and they could have worked something like
point,
wonders.
big point,
but really,
big
there's
point,
just not
Pat,
enough
big
places
point.
where they work to make up for this huge issue.
Sorry, guys, that was my bullshit detector. There's not enough places where the Trample Steam works. There are several places on the map where the Trample Steam is incredibly useful and changes how you navigate the map.
Okay, Johnny, you're trying to reinforce your point. That's cool, right? I get that. But it's hard to reinforce your point when you're using clips by another dude and when you can't make the own Trample Steam jumps yourself.
Trample Steam on Die Rise is game-changing, and it's really great when you're playing with four
Nobody
people.
picks up the Trample
If
Steam
anything,
fucking
I
days.
feel like the
Literally
Trample
not a
Steam
single-
and by extension Die Rise represent freedom within zombies, something you would not understand, you Canadian socialists.
There's no way to mitigate
What? You
fall damage, and to this day, I still don't trust that the elevator
Canadian
shaft will not
social. Yo,
randomly
chill
kill me.
out,
I don't know
bruh.
if it's buggy or glitchy, but I have died unfairly from this many times.
All right, I'll give you the
There
elevator.
it
shaft.
is, number two.
Not great.
Woo,
But
number
the
two.
fucking mattresses around the map for
Bro,
you
these
to
shits-
land on and
These
mitigate
shits
fall
don't
damage.
work.
Does-
And
These
also, the
shits
mystery box
don't
has one
work.
of the worst layouts of any map ever. 3 locations. You got the main spawn,
box
which
is
fine,
fucking below
but
cock.
Then you've got the other
Yes,
two, which are
that's
so
actually so
illogically laid out.
Yes.
This map seriously
Give him another
makes me
point.
want
Give him
to
another
drink.
point for that.
No, wait, wrong map.
There it is.
that, the box
There it
spawned
is.
up.
He's coming back, bro. Close score.
Oh yeah, Pat,
Come
I think
back.
you look pretty bad.
90% of the map is basically gray and brown. It's just boring, nothing. And again, the need I remind you is all enclosed.
Need I remind you, Pat, you also called Call of the Dead almost perfect, and this map is the literal definition of gray. You also love...
Talk shit about Call of Duty right now? Are you talking shit about Call of Duty right now? Oh, this is where I'm gonna have to guess. This video has got so much bullshit, I gotta remove it. I got it now.
Fucking
Now
it's
this
like
video makes
Vomit,
sense.
but with a little bit of rainbow.
I can
added
actually
because
see
the
that.
person
I
was
can
eating
actually
purple
see that.
Skittles or something.
I can actually
so
see that.
basically your retrospective thumbnails.
Jumping jacks, as though
Oh my
giving it a
God,
new name and
bro.
the ability to jump makes them something new.
Pat,
Bro,
you
I
calling
see
your
you- I
channel
see
still
come
a
out,
Zombies
chat.
channel when your Fortnite videos get way more views than your Zombies
Bro,
videos is
no,
also an
Johnny
insult
J.
to my- You know what I
I'm
hate
about
about
to start
Kino?
crying.
The
I'm about
dogs
to
are an uninnovative rehash of the Doriz dogs, who are an uninnovative rehash of the Shinonuma dogs. Wait a minute. If anything, Treyarch are rewarding clever players by giving them free perks when they defeat the jumping jacks with 100% accuracy.
What did Johnny J just fucking say? Man is so off the Molson. Bro, what happened to the case?
Die Rise just doesn't really bring
My man's
anything
been
new
hauling
of
these
value to
Molsons.
zombies.
Things Die Rise brings to zombies.
My man
the
is
trample
dunzo.
steam, verticality. Still
Oh, here we go, boys. Oh, here we
Good
go.
wall weapons of the AM94,
Oh, here-
the PDW,
Here
and the
comes, bro. Here
SPU.
comes.
Couches.
Oh,
Hardcore. Die Rise
no.
did dragons before Gerard Crovey did dragons. Who's who?
How did he get up to
Almost more
18?
of a detriment than an actual aid as a perk. Down in that sequence, however, and it's a game over. Like what kind of risk reward is that?
Wait, what kind of risk reward is that? I will admit, Who's Who? It's glitchy. Its glitchiness makes it difficult to justify buying. But let's put it into context, which, when you were making this video, really did a poor job describing the context of every night, 4 downs. Then it was game over. That's how zombies worked. That was the law. It's the law! You know, there were only a couple things guaranteed in life. Death, taxes, and you could only buy 3 quick revives before that machine disappears. Then came along Who's Who, a revolutionary perk. A perk that changed the game, that made a deal with the player that said, you can now down as many times as you want, but every time you down, you need to revive yourself with a pistol.
Who's Who is fuck. That's what Who's Who did to me. It's fucking trash, bruh. Who's Who detriments you. You might as well just down with quick revive, bruh. If you were to rank every single perk, including Black Ops 4 perks, I think Who's Who would still get the last spot.
Who's Who walked. This bitch strutted that runway, mama, so that Afterlife could run.
Now, Die-Rise did bring in 2 buildables.
Fuck this video, bro.
Really, we do, however, at least have the Slickifier. It just fits so
Slick
perfect
is,
with Die-Rise. The
yes.
goop it shoots is slippery to players, so you have to be smart with it or else you can be sent flying
Come on,
off
give me
the
a
map.
kiss.
This balances out the crazy,
give me a
powerful
kiss.
nature of it and really shows a glimpse of developmental genius.
Wait, Pat, I'm confused. You've completely
It's
lost
on
focus.
4! It's on 4!
Overall design of the map. I think from an architectural standpoint, Die-Rise did manage to be pretty smart. Think about how many places there are where one building can reach the other via the trample steam. Architecturally, the map actually has a very intelligent design behind it, but again, its flaws don't really allow for something like this to shine.
What the fuck, Pat? What are you doing? This is 2020. Nuance, conversation, and discussion are dead. Stop saying nice things about Die-Rise. You're supposed to pick a side, dig your feet into the ground, and never
Johnny
look back.
J,
Go home,
bro.
Pat.
Johnny J.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
21-3.
Another dub.
Big W.
Remember, keep on getting those dubs for Die-Rise out
Poggers,
there. Boys.
boys.
Donate. Be sure to spread the GoFundMe around there.
Bro,
And join the Discord.
$900 fucking dollars. Fucking Johnny J, we can make that. Let's make that in one stream. You probably, dude, you've done shirts as well. You probably already have enough. Johnny J, hit me up. We're gonna do all the Victus Easter eggs. We're gonna fucking get the last 900 and easy bing bada boomer.